Yes, sir. Automac back with another one. Excuse me. Back with another one. This job here is for a company called Mavis. They're a tire company. I'm sure you guys have heard of them. Um, this job here, it's on polyester. It's on these polyester polos that also not only do they dye migrate very easily, but the polos also have a little texture to them. It's not a very smooth surface, so you have to be a little firm with your printing, but at the same time, be extremely accurate to prevent smearing. Let's start this video. Thursday morning, baby. Thursday morning. This job right here. This is a job right here that we do very often. Definitely a very technical job. And a job like this, there's a lot of people elders too afraid of because of this material we're using. We have to use a blocker base. So whenever you use a blocker base, you also have to use a poly white underbase as well, right? So now check this out. We work on a 10 color, right? So we work on a 10 color, right? So there's my blocker right there. And there's my poly white underbase right there, right? Now, here's the deal. I have no more flash units. We have no more flash units, but we still have 3 colors to print. And as you can see, all of these colors touch. Everything touches. Everything touches, right? So how do you prevent a job like this from smearing, right? Well, I'm going to show you. So, in case you couldn't really hear me, the microphone isn't the best on my recording device. At any rate, to prevent the smearing. So again, like I said, right, like I was saying in the video, blocker underbase, flash, poly white underbase, flash. Since it's a 10 color, that's it. That's the end of my flashes. And then I still have 3 top colors, and each color touches. Each color kind of falls into one another. It's a very tight print. Okay. So to prevent that, I have to toggle with the squeegee height as well as the squeegee angle and the squeegee pressure and the speed as well, because you still want a good solid print without using too much pressure. Right here, we just you notice as I was moving the carousel around, there was some bare pallets, and then I got 3 pallets that still have tape on it. The job before that, we were running sweatshirts, and when you run sweatshirts, it leaves a lot of lint and a lot of buildup. You know, it leaves the pallets real gunky, and you don't want to run. You don't want to run anything after that, but especially polyester material. Um, what will happen is all that lint and the buildup from the sweatshirts is going to stick to the inside of your garment, those polyester garments, and your print's not going to be very smooth. And also, the inside of the shirt is going to have all that gunk on it. And the last thing a customer wants to do is, after they spend all that money on these t-shirts, they don't want to put the garment on and feel all that linen stuff on their skin. So I'm just leaving it on there just for the test print. So let's skip ahead here. Okay, so here I wanted to show this. So again, right? Um, they're polos, right? So polos, obviously, they have buttons. And what happens is when you're running these polos, those buttons they raise up off of the pallet and they go into the screen as you print. Okay, so you want to make sure that your flood bar is up, so the flood bar doesn't scrape against those buttons as it's flooding forward. What will happen is your flood bar will catch the buttons. If your flood bar isn't up, they'll catch the buttons. It'll rip through the screen. It'll tear the screen up. Ink will get all over the place. I've been doing this over 20 years. This has happened to me more times than I care to admit. And I've destroyed some very expensive garments in the past. It's not a good feeling. Um, so before you even start your job, when you do your test prints, if you know you have to raise those flood bars, if you're doing polos or if you're doing say hoodies that have a zipper on it, um, uh, quarter those quarter length sweaters and quarter length sweatshirts with the zippers in the middle, because those will get you too. Just before you even do your test prints, raise your flood bars up, get it over with. Bars up, get my pressure. On my for the blocker on the base, I went 50 psi with no angle, pretty much a 30-degree angle on my squeegee, because again, those polos they have a little texture to it, yeah, and you want to make sure the ink gets in each crevice, gets in each crevice of the material instead of just laying right on top of it, because technically you're not going to have a very complete or very smooth print. Getting ready to yep, in that blocker, that print, flip bars up, hitting that blocker, nice and clear. Okay. So that's our blocker. So from there, right? So from there, so what I like to do on this job and jobs like this, where you have a blocker underbase as well as a poly white underbase, actually what I like to do, I like to register my top colors before I register that second underbase, the poly white underbase. Okay, and I'm going to explain why in a second. Go ahead and skip forward. All right, my yellow, one of my top colors. Okay, well, we do these adjustments, right? Like I said earlier, the all three top colors they touch, they really run into one another. So I make my adjustments right here. The bars in front, okay, that controls our squeegee height. All right. And if the bars are all the way up, that means the squeegee height is all the way down, giving you maximum print. Okay. So what I like to do is I actually like to raise them to halfway I don't know if you can tell here, but it's actually halfway up and not all the way up. It's halfway up, raising the squeegee height halfway. And then I adjust to 30 psi. And 30 psi, for those in the know, that that's very light pressure. And the reason I do that on this is because there's two underbases. So it has a really good platform for that ink to just sit right on top. Okay. And I do the same thing for the other two colors. Yellow. Yep. Yep. Nice print. Really nice print. Yellow's down. This is down. Yep. Not this one. Yep. Skip to the white. Skip to the white. White. Then okay. That angle out. That's 30 psi. Right. Good. Oh. Now, me that is my little thing. I don't like how my laying down. So I'm moving the angle in the woven place. Start the show. Start the show. Adjusting. Squeegee height goes down. Whoa, squeegee height goes up. A little bit. Go down. And actually, I think it's a 40 psi actually, because I really wanted that color to pop. Okay, and I took the angle all the way out, all the way off, so that the white right before it doesn't smear. It's not going to smear. And smearing, that's the thing about smearing. It doesn't usually happen right away. What will happen is your first 5, 6, 8 shirts will look pristine. Then after that, it just all goes bad. And then you have to troubleshoot and do all that stuff. That's why you want to have a formula going into things, going into each setup. You want to have a basic formula, all right, and you work off of that, all right. So you're not just guessing. Well, what do I do? What do I do? But this is stuff that you pick up with experience. I've been doing this so long. I'm just excellent. Start the strokes nice and right. So again, I like to register. I like to register the essentially, all I have to do, instead of registering it straight to the blocker and tweaking it this way, tweaking it that way, tweaking it this way, trying to get it all perfect and this and that, essentially all I have to do is move my poly white to where it covers the other top colors. Then I know it's dead on. Okay. Should be able to show that here. Now you see right here, you look to the left of the screen here. I don't know if you can see it. The wires are kind of in the way. So on the right here, you see the poly white. All those top colors are actually under it right now. On the left of the screen, you could probably barely see it. The top colors are there. I don't know if we can get a better shot. Yep. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yep. You see that? Those top colors are there. I just need to get that poly white blocker base right on top of there, and we'll be good to go. All right.
Was looking all right? You can see it on camera? I thought that's what you was looking at.
Yeah. Right on. Let's go to our live print. Gotta go to a live test print. Time for a good one. Time for a live test print. Right? On live, baby. Right? Those buttons, man. You're overzealous there, aren't you, there? Always double checking, triple checking yourself. Leave no stone unturned. Yeah. Always checking.
Flipper.
My first partner. Now, homie Foles Fabio. Make sure you check out Foles Fabio, man. He's a really good gamer and a very, very, very creative individual, man. Just check him out, man. Check him out. Foles at Foles, Fullz Fabio, right here on YouTube.
But now I know what's going on. But it's connected to the football. Yeah. I never made it.
Coming around, okay. Yes. So I just did the second on the I did that just to make sure it's completely dry. Okay. Coming around the mountain. Okay. Making our way. And you know, always different. Make sure you gotta take. Okay? Gotta keep the house really big. You're gonna get more than that. It can be big, but it's good. And
Camille, this is like your fourth time doing this job, man. Yeah, I know. Come on.
Right. If you can make it look better, but
get some difference of clean. To get this clean so you can get going. But now, wait, real quick. I gotta get the money shot.
There it is. And there it is, man. Again, man, I've done this setup. I couldn't tell you how many times I've done this setup. I don't know, man. Dozens of times. I've done this setup, printed a lot of these shirts for Mavis. And I just got a really good formula to this thing to make sure that this print looks the way it's supposed to. It looks nice and clean. It looks nice and clean, and the detail is the way it needs to be. The colors pop where it needs to. And I have my formula down, and we do it. We make sure we do it the same way, so it looks the same way every single time, man. So shout out to my people at Mavis. I've done a lot of work for you guys. I think I deserve at least, I don't know, maybe a free oil check or free oil change or something, because I've done some really good work for you guys over the years. But yeah, just a little show here, a little setup. Wanted to show this setup, a little technical setup, man. Hopefully I was able to give you guys some ideas. All you printers out there, give you some ideas, some things, some tools that you could put in your bag. Feel free to share some of your tools. I'm always up to it, always up to suggestion. All right. Appreciate you guys. And we'll see you on the next one.